Here are 5 reasons why people think the moon landing was faked.
And I can't wait to debunk all of them, but first we hydrate and then we educate.
First is Neil Armstrong's footprints. Look closely at the design. Now compare it to this. This is what Neil Armstrong's boots actually looked like. And clearly they aren't the same.
While yes, Neil Armstrong and the rest of the astronauts' boots, while inside the spaceship, did look like this, the imprints that were made actually in the moon are essentially moon slippers to keep the wear and tear away from the actual spacesuit that's keeping the person alive. So those are his space slippers.
Now this is a rock they found on the moon. There's clearly the letter C written on it, almost like it was a movie prop.
The human brain is amazing because by design we are designed to recognize patterns. So while that looks like a C on a rock, it's literally just a random marking that we denote as a letter.
And isn't it weird there's no stars in any of the moon landing pictures? Almost like it was filmed on a set.
This is to do with the Hasselblad cameras that the astronauts were using back in those days. I mean, camera technology has evolved a lot over the 60-odd years since that camera. Now, these cameras were rather limited by the way of aperture, ISO, exposure, all that sort of thing. They were really good cameras that could take really good photos of the astronauts or the stars, not both.
And how is it possible this flag is even waving? Space has no wind or air.
The American flag on the moon is not waving as per se because there is no wind, there is no atmosphere, but there is microgravity and it is still an energy transfer of some description. AKA, more than likely when they put up the flag, they more than likely poked it or waved it, and that motion just continues.
The theory is the US did this to win the space race. Russia was also trying to go to the moon at that time, so they allegedly did it to beat them.
Now, I've already done a brief video here on TikTok about the space race and how the USSR or Russia actually won because America kept moving the goalposts of the space race challenge thing, eventually ending up on the moon and just claiming that they won, even though that Russia was the first ones in space. America was the first ones to the moon, Russia were the first ones to space. So